guys, so today I'm here to do an unhaul. I said it was coming at the end of my TBR Shame video because I got through all 400 books and I was like, damn, there are some books here that I completely forgot that I own that I really don't have any interest in reading. I don't really unhaul books that I've read because I just find it easier to just have them on hand so I can like kind of look at them. Definitely if I really hated a book, I will unhaul it, and I've done that a few times, but more or less I kind of unhaul books that I haven't read yet because really I probably would never finish all the books currently on my shelf right now in my lifetime, but I can hope. You get to the point where you just own way too many books and it's just too hard to contemplate reading them all, and my reading taste always changed. So when I bought these a couple of years ago, I was kind of excited to read them, but it's also the idea that you find something at bargain price and you're really excited to buy it, but it's not actually something you want to read. You're just more excited about getting a book for so cheap than actually reading it, when it would be better to save your money and buy fewer books, but ones that you're more excited about. So this is why I'm trying not to buy any books, and I'm going pretty strong because I haven't bought a single book this year, in a sense that I haven't just bought it. Like, I've bought book boxes because I subscribe to the Wire Chronicles and I buy Fairy Loot boxes every now and then. That is kind of a gift to myself because it's only going to be one book in each box, so it's not something that I feel concerned about. And especially for my book clubs, I will buy the books for my book club. I'm going to read it in that month span, so it's not like I'm really adding a book to my TBR because it's going to get read straight away. But I'm excited, yet low-key not excited, because I just don't unhaul books. Like, this is something that I find very hard, and I will sit there looking at the books like, what is this yet? But like, I have to let go of some of them because it cleared up a bit of space on my shelf. It's making me feel better, and it is only like 30 books, but I still feel a lot better getting some of the weight off my TBR, and there's still a lot of books on there. There's still going to be like 370 books on my TBR, but I feel better about it. We might as well just get into the unhaul. So the first thing is I'm letting go of my LJ Smith books. When I was first reading the Vampire Diaries series like 6 years ago, I was really excited to keep reading more of her books, but over time I've been gradually unhauling them. I really did like her Night World series and like the Forbidden Games and Dark Visions. Like, they were really fun books, but with the Vampire Diaries I watched the TV show first and I really enjoyed the show, and when I went into the book series I just wasn't a fan because everything was very different, and I read the first 4 books and then I didn't pick up the series for like 4 years, and then on a whim I decided to pick up book 5 and I just didn't enjoy it. Like, I could read the books without much annoyance, like it's not the worst thing I've ever read, but really considering there's so many other better books out there and these books are so old, I'm going to be unhauling the other 5 that I have not read yet. So I'm going to keep the ones that I've read just because I have read them and I'm not really that fussed. Like, if I got really tight for space I'd probably unhaul them, but they're actually not in this room. I have a shelf in the other room where I've put a few of my like books and like older series and like younger books, so that's where I've put those Vampire Diaries books, so I know that they're there, but I don't have to have them in the main bookshelf area. But going to be unhauling these. I'm also going to be unhauling the Secret Circle series, also by LJ Smith, because this is another one where I watched the TV show and I really enjoyed it, but I never picked up the series. And I mean, I had the TV show edition, which kind of irritated me, but there is so many books in this series, and like there's this cheap bookstore in Canberra where these were all very cheap and I just decided to buy them, but then I bought a lot of other books where they were actually more in the sense like good books. Like, these aren't bad books, but they sort of feel like bad books. Like, I don't know how to really describe it, because like when you have more popular books and more recent releases, they're kind of the books that I want to read, and I'm not going to feel bad about never picking these up because there's so many other books that I can read that I'm just not really concerned. Next, I'm unhauling Hidden Among Us and the Hidden Princess by Katie Morgan. This one I bought because I thought it'd be a really cool angel book, and I actually did try to read this one because I picked it out of my TBR bin that I was doing a couple of years back, but I just didn't get to it and I've never picked it up since. And like, this is the one that I was kind of a bit iffy about because it's like, oh, it probably would be alright, but it probably more or less is going to be like a 3-star read, that it's just going to be cringy and like the same old tropes, and that's something that I got to think about, and I'm just like, nah, I'm not gonna do it. Next, I'm gonna unhaul my Need books by Carrie Jones because I've got Need, Entice and Captive, and I think there's a 4th one, but I'm not sure which one is the 4th one. This is a book that I was seeing everywhere on BookTube and everyone was so excited, but like, it just feels like it's gonna be corny, and I mean, like, yes, a lot of people like this. I'm not fussed about it really. I'm okay to get rid of these books and not read them and just pick up something else. Next, I'm unhauling Falling Fast by Sophie Mackenzie. This would probably be a cute contemporary, and it's like a Romeo and Juliet retelling where they're like auditioning in the play and all that, but I'm gonna let it go. Next, I'm unhauling Dead Rules by R.S. Russell. Castle, and this is one that I'm contemplating unhauling in the last time that I did an unhaul video, but I decided to keep it because it sounded interesting because she dies but she still wants to be with her boyfriend and she's trying to figure out a way to be with him, and I thought that was a really cool concept, but like I'm just deciding no at the moment. Next I want to unhaul Walking Disaster by Jamie McGuire. This is beautiful disaster, but it's from Travis's point of view, so he is the guy in that story. I don't even know why I have this, because like wouldn't I have the actual book, not the dude's perspective? I heard from a lot of booktubers that the first one is just really horrible and a really toxic relationship, and there's a lot of the things that the guy does that are really horrible, and I just didn't want to pick up the first one, but I just kept this on my shelves and I knew I was never going to read it, and I am never going to read this. Next I'm unhauling Evermore by Alison Noel. This was like 2011 YA where everything was so cringy and twilighty, and I got this book because this is something that everyone was excited about and I thought I would be excited about it, but then it was just like I don't really care. And I've heard from a lot of people that it's horrible, and like, you know, book one is kind of okay but the other 5 are horrible, so I just don't want to put myself through reading this. And I mean, I bought it and I've never looked at it since to actually have any joy in wanting to read it. Next I want to unhaul Going Vintage by Lindsay Levin, because again this one sounded like it was going to be a cute contemporary, but I mean like most of these have not sparked joy, and I'm saying that because it's from that lady who has the Netflix show, but I can't remember what her name is because I don't watch Netflix, but everyone is getting a bit up in arms at the moment about her talking about how you should only have 30 books in your house and you should get rid of everything if you don't have 30, and I'm not doing that. Like, I'm getting rid of 30 but I'm not going to end up with only 30 because that would be just wrong, because I need all my books except for these ones that I'm getting rid of. But to quote her, none of these are sparking joy. Like, I'm not really even feeling anything filming this. Like, when I was first looking at them and being like, I think I'm gonna get rid of you, I felt a bit sad, but now I'm okay. Like, I'm okay. Next I'm gonna get rid of Winter Shadow by MJ Hurdle. I don't even know what this is even about. Oh, it's just about meeting a boy and he's weird and you're gonna find out he has some special ability and he's gonna be lying to you and it's gonna be all stupid and very generic like every other story ever. Next I want to unhaul Ash by Melinda Lowe, and this is a retelling of Cinderella, and I mean this is one that I was like, oh, it might be okay, but I've got so many retellings. Like, it's flashy, it's very flashy. Like, I just have to let them go. Like, I mean, I can just keep looking at all my other books and be like, yep, I have so much else to read that I just don't have to worry about all these other ones. Next I'm going to unhaul Demon Road by Derek Langdon. Like, everyone does love this book, and this is probably the most popular one of all the books that I'm unhauling because everyone really does talk about this. But a reason why I want to unhaul it is the sequels are all a lot smaller than this one. I bought this in the big paperback version, and since the other ones don't come in the big paperback version, it would just mess up with my OCD. He writes the Skullduggery series or whatever it is. I think that's it. I never read that and I'm not going to read that. I was excited and then I was just like, oh no, I'm not really excited anymore and I don't really care anymore, and just like, it probably would be a good book but I'm happy just not to read it. And I mean, really, if I was going to, I'd probably want to rebuy it so it all matches anyway, but I don't see myself rebuying this anytime in the future. Next I want to get rid of Awakening by Natalie Kidd, and again this is another one where, you know, you meet a moody boy and he has secrets and you got to figure them out, and then you find out he's a liar and blah blah blah. Like, it's just so many of these are genetic stories, and again it's like the 2011 and 12 of the YA genre where everything was just very much the same, and I'm so glad everything has become more diverse in characters and in plots, and just not everything is the same generic storyline. Next I want to unhaul Ocean of Secrets by Amy Friedman. I thought this was going to be fun and it's like a sea story or something, but it's just going to be another like YA romance that I'm just not here for. Next I want to unhaul After Obsession by Carrie Jones and Stephen E. Weedle, and like, because I'm getting rid of Need, I don't think I'm going to read this other one, and it sounds like it's going to be very similar to Need, but they're not in the same series, so I'm happy just to get rid of this. Next I'm going to be unhauling Bleeding Hearts by Alexandra Harvey. Like, I bought this book because I read book 3 in this series, but because they're companion novels I could read book 3 without worrying, and I bought this one so I could meet some of the other characters, but I've just never wanted to read it, and I was very excited when I found this, but you can't really buy any of the other ones in these editions, so I'm just going to let this series go. And I mean, as I said, I read book 3, so it doesn't really bother me. I'm just going to treat that book as a standalone and not worry about the rest of the series. And the last book I'm going to get rid of is Jonathan Dark, or The Evidence of Ghosts by A.K. Benedict. And this is a book I didn't even buy. My parents found this at their workplace and they brought it home for me because they're like, hey, you like books? You want this one? And I was just like, I've never heard of this before and I don't like it. So I've never added this to my TBR or mentioned it ever. It's not on my Goodreads. I didn't put it in my TBR Shame video, but I just wanted to say that I'm getting rid of this book because it was taking up space, sitting on the floor for like over a year, and I don't even know why I didn't get rid of it sooner, but I just don't know what this is, and the back didn't make any sense really of me wanting to read it, so yeah, I don't care. This is going wonderfully, guys, but these are all the books I'm unhauling. I'm losing Woo, that looked like so many more books when I had them piled in the stack. But anyway, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this book unhaul. And my plan is to just not buy books that I'm not really excited about, because that's what gets that TBR so big. It's I buy a lot of books that I'm like, about, and then that ends up being a gazillion of them like there is now. Really, I could probably unhaul another 100 books easy just to make this smaller, but I don't want to get rid of them. But there's still a big part of me that wants to read pretty much all of them. And I'll probably end up doing another unhaul in a year or two where I'll get rid of the ones that were kind of the real like, oh, I don't know how I feel, do I really want to get rid of them, do I want to, and I may brave it and decide to get rid of more, I don't know, but I am excited that I've done this small smidge and it's just making me feel a lot better. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!